So today on the podcast, I'm talking to Alan. He's the owner of Ceelab based in Dublin, Ireland. Alan, how are you doing?
How you doing? How are you?
Not too bad, and yourself?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on this
No problem.
this late evening. So we're gonna get it done.
Yeah, we're going to get it done anyway. So tell us a little bit about yourself anyway and your background.
Well, I'm Alan, and I'm the owner of Ceelab CBD, which is CBD business. But my background is I was working as an electrician for the most part of my life. I was working in two different industries. One being construction and one being events. So when the crash came in 2008, I moved out of construction and then moved towards events. I was working on corporate events and rock and roll events, so festivals and arena events. So I've done that for quite a long time. When I moved out of the construction industry into the events industry, I soon realised that the events industry was much harder industry to work in. You don't finish at 3 or 4 o'clock in the day and put your tools down and go home. The show must go on. So I learned that you do 16, 18-hour days, doing 80-hour weeks easy. And what you do in a lot of the time is you set up gigs and you put them out in the same day. So you're taking stuff out of trucks, setting it up, and then putting it back in the trucks that night. So what I done was pushing lots of flight cases into the backs of vans late at night, and I got prone to using my right leg to pushing the boxes into the cases, into the trucks, and over time, my knee began to crunch and crack, and that's what kind of led me down the road to leaving my job as an electrician and starting a job in CBD, because I ended up using CBD to help me with pain and recovery. So that's basically a little bit about my background. Worked as an electrician and eventually left my job in 2018 and started a CBD business based off personal experience.
I know a lot of guys that do the loadings for the Tree Arena and gigs like that, and it's fucking heavy, like, you know.
It can be, yeah.
To be working like definitely, maybe even sometime nearly 24 hours a day, like.
Oh yeah, if you're working on a show, a big arena show like that, you're in at 7, 8 in the morning, and you set the show up, and then if you're working on the show, you'll stay there all day, and then you'll take the show down at 11, and you'll be getting out there at 2:30 in the morning. So it's quite a tough gig. So that's
you don't miss that, I'd say.
I did enjoy it, but I'm enjoying business. I'm enjoying learning. Every day is a new day. Every day is a school day. You're wearing different hats all the time. So I'm enjoying growing a business.
And how did the business start? Where did you come up with just say, I'm going to do this?
I was working. So basically, I started the business. While I was still working full time as an electrician, and it was kind of growing for 6 months. And my girlfriend, she left. She wasn't happy in her job, so she left. And before me, and she started working for the company. And then one November, it was dark. It was horrible. I remember it was just really walking in the rain to work, and I was actually working in construction at the time, and I was just constantly thinking about CBD. I was going to sleep, I was thinking about CBD, I was thinking about business all the time. And then I was getting up in the morning, I was going into work, and I was letting the quality of my work slide. And one of the foremen actually said it to me. He said, he goes, this is not good enough with the quality. And I was like, right, okay, that's no bother. I'll make sure that it's better next time. I won't let it happen again. And then he turned and walked away. He goes, no problem. And he probably got about 20 yards away. And I just called him back and I said, actually, I'm gonna hand my notice in. I goes, I'm not giving 100% here. I have a little business that I set up. It's growing. I'm thinking about that a lot, and I'd rather do that. So that's how I left. That's the story of me leaving the job and starting that starting the business.
And whereabouts are you based now?
We're based in Dublin 12, in Drimna.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And have you got many employees there at the moment?
There's just the two of us. Just the two of us at the moment. Back last year, there could have been like, well, not last year, the year before. We different events and stuff like that. We'd have, it could be go up to 5 employees, because we would have had lots of events. We've done lots of pop-up events in shopping centres and stuff like that. I'll just give you a little stat there based on 2019. 2019 we had 55 events in December. 2020 we had 0.
Yeah, that's the thing with the pandemic as well. Like, it's really affected everyone across the board. What's the market like in Ireland for what you guys are in? Like, is there many other, say, competitors, or where does it stand?
Yeah, there would be. There's lots of different. There's obviously going to be lots of competitors in the industry. Obviously we're just the little guys, in the space. It's the cannabis space. It's hemp. It's cannabis hemp space. So there's lots of different players in the industry. We're just the little guys. But I suppose it's a giant industry. It's a $1 billion industry worldwide. So I suppose there's lots of room for everybody to have success.
And what kind of products do you do? What range of products was that?
So we do CBD products which are extracted from the hemp plant, and they come in oral drops. So oral drops will be taken under your tongue. You leave it there for 60 seconds, and after 60 seconds, it will absorb into the bloodstream. That's the oral way of taking it. That's probably one of the most popular ways of taking it. And there's also vape products as well, which are they're nicotine free, so you can use them throughout the day as you feel the need. And we do have a CBD coffee as well, and we're working on some new products as well. We'll probably be launching some new products soon, maybe possibly CBD gummies, and possibly a cream as well in the next coming months ahead.
Yeah, and for people that don't know exactly what CBD is, like, and there's kind of misconceptions around it, would say, what is CBD exactly, in your words?
So CBD is a cannabinoid which is extracted from. It can be extracted from cannabis and extracted from hemp. So hemp is a strain of cannabis, but it's a non-psychoactive form of cannabis. So basically, what cannabis people buy on the streets, gets you high. It has high levels of THC in it, and it has low levels of CBD. So THC is the psychoactive compound found in cannabis, and CBD, along with over 150 other cannabinoids which are found in hemp and cannabis, they're non-psychoactive. So it's non-intoxicating. It doesn't get you high. You can drive your car. You can do a roadside drug test. It's totally legal in Ireland. All stages of life use it. Kids use it. Elderly people use it. It's safe to use. So the common misconception will be that it gets you high, and it has what's the best word to put it? Well, I suppose just it gets you high. That's it, keep it simple. Yeah. So people think it gets you high, but it doesn't get you high. So that's the most common misconception.
Yeah. In terms of social media, like, I noticed that's how I find you guys. Like, you're very active on social media. With me, like with this podcast and doing promotions and stuff like that, social media is just something like it never really ends, does it? Like, if you're trying to promote or advertise anything, you always have to be kind of on the go with it. How do you find that aspect of it?
Social media is something that I enjoy. It's quite fun. It's challenging, very challenging for a CBD company. There's a few main challenges. The number one is you can't do any promotions. No paid promotions on Instagram, Facebook, Google.
Oh, really?
None of that. So you can't. It's very difficult, especially now with Facebook, hiding your content from your audience. They want you to pay for you to show your content to a specific audience. So it's very difficult. But it is, and also, it's we had some difficulties there with TikTok. I'm not sure if you've been on TikTok, but we've been on TikTok for maybe a year and a half. Just before the pandemic kind of blew up and everybody dived in. We grew our audience to 90,000 followers, and we had 2 accounts. one got taken down with 10,000 followers. The other one got taken down with 80,000 followers. Gone, completely gone. So we were driving a huge amount of traffic to our website from there. They took us down. They kept thinking that we were the algorithm was picking it up, and they kept thinking that we were selling drugs. So I don't know, but that's one of the challenges there. And
did they send you an email? Was it?
Yeah, so they'll flag your content, and then you can dispute it, and then they'll either put it back up, or they'll say no, this actually goes against community guidelines. And it was actually showing the product, like CBD oil mostly. That was the problem. So anytime you showed it, are you taking it? They take them videos down and they say no, this goes against community guidelines for drugs. So that was quite challenging. So hopefully we're going to get back on there. Actually, if you want to look at somebody who's been really creative in that space, there's the brand Raw. You know that brand?
Yeah, with the skins and that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were on there recently and they got their account taken down as well. And now what that guy is doing is he's using pretzels. So instead of joints, he's using green tea instead of and he's rolling them up, and he's saying this is how you roll green tea, grind your green tea. So he's using it in a really playful and fun way. So it's kind of given us some ideas as how we can go about producing content on TikTok without getting flagged.
Would it be that the legalities of CBD in certain countries would have flagged that? Like maybe it mightn't be legal somewhere. Do you think that was the problem?
Yeah, that is possibly true. But in the community guidelines, it says if it's legal in your country and the majority of the world, then it should be okay. But the thing is, CBD can be extracted from cannabis as well. Mm-hmm. And the CBD can be extracted from hemp. So one of them is legal and one of them is illegal. So that's where the problem lies.
Yeah. In terms of the pandemic, then, and obviously it's hit many businesses like throughout Ireland and the world. Like, how have you guys found it? Are you based mostly online, or did you have a lot of pop-up shops that you're missing out on?
Yeah. So if we had went through with some of our plans, we may have had some issues. This day last year, we were viewing. I just came up with my memories today. Actually, we were viewing a shop in the city centre. We were literally signing a 5-year lease. Roll on 4 weeks from now. This day last year, so March the 5th, something like that. We submitted all the documents for the lease. We were just literally had to sign on the dotted line. It was March 5th. That's when a couple of days later the first case arrived in Ireland. And then the only thing that happened was their solicitor took 3.5 weeks to respond. Other than that, we would have signed a 5-year lease on a property in the city centre. Now the city centre is dead. There's nobody there, no tourists, no offices. So that was kind of a blessing in disguise. When that happened, we kind of just said, when that happened, when all the videos started coming from China and all the cases started to arrive, they closed the schools. Then we were like, right, actually, maybe we need to take this a little bit serious and not go ahead with the shop and just hold back for a while. So we held back, and then for the whole year we've just been working online. And it's been 2020 was actually quite a really good year for us. It was actually our best year.
And are you working from home, or do you have an office space?
We have an office, yeah. So we just have a small office, and we're just shipping every day. We have picked up a few shops that have stocked the products, and mostly it's people online shopping. So the people at home, just people working from home, and stress and anxiety being up because of the pandemic has drove our sales up. And a lot of extroverts are suffering because they're working from home and they don't like it at all. And they're really stressed and anxious at home because of it, because they're used to the hustle and bustle of the office and going to work and communicating with people. But now they're stuck in a house at home and they don't like it at all. And they've really turned to CBD for a kind of a natural helping hand with dealing with being stuck at home and dealing with stress of everyday life.
And while you touched on that, what do you think that the most common benefits you hear from people about using the products are?
Well, obviously, me personally, I used it for pain and recovery, and that's what led me into starting a business. I said to myself, right, this has seriously had such a positive impact on my life. I feel if it's helped me so much, it can help other people, so much as well. And that's when it really opened my eyes up, because I didn't really know much about it at the time. It's 2017 when I started taking it, um, and then I started to learn so much about it, and then all the most common uses that people use it for now that we see all the time is stress, anxiety, sleep. They're all kind of in the one category. You help one, it kind of has a domino effect on them all. And then pain and inflammation is another big one for us. So IBS is really any sort of inflammation, anything that falls under the category of inflammation is such a big returning customer for us. So you'll have a fibromyalgia, IBS, anything arthritis as well. So they're really big drivers of sales for us, and it has such a positive impact on people's lives that they come back to us time and time again.
Yeah, because I had a look through your reviews on Facebook, like, and they're really good, and people have kind of their own individual stories and how it benefited them. It's nice to see.
Yeah, we have about 600 5-star reviews on Facebook and Google, so that's really good for us to have that many positive reviews, and that's the first thing kind of people look for when they're going to buy a product like ours. People look for other people's experiences. So it's great that people can just go to our Google page, go to our Facebook page, and they scroll for a few minutes and check out other people's experiences.
It's the same with anything, really, isn't it? It's like if you want to go to a pub or a restaurant,
Exactly.
you look up the place and you'd be like, right, this is no good, we won't go there.
Exactly.
So it's hugely important. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
In terms of percentages, then, like, we'll say, even before the pandemic, online to in person, what way would your sales be? Would it be mostly online, or?
We were probably around 50-50 at the time, but now obviously in person has gone down to zero. But if it was to come back now, if we were to put it onto par now, like our online sales have way exceeded what we didn't imagine. Our business grew by 33% in 2020. So I'm just going to continue on that. Like, I'm definitely still still have a goal to kind of set up a shop. I would like to set up a shop. Just need to reevaluate location and possibly the rollout of the vaccine. If we'll see, we want to kind of time it good to make sure that if we do open a shop, we don't want to be going into a lockdown again, so.
Yeah, you want to kind of bide your time with that one anyway. And it was a blessing, really, that you didn't go through with the shop at the time, because you'd probably end up closed, I suppose, at the moment.
We would have been closed for the most part. We would have been selling from a hatch, possibly, That's at best, like.
Yeah. And in terms of the future then, like you touched on, you want to open a shop. Is there any other goals that you have in terms of new products and things like that?
Goals. Well, the goal is just to open. I'd like to open up a shop, just to have a place to call home, to be part of a community, and to help as many people as possible. Yeah.
Well, it was great to chat to you anyway, and thanks a million for your time, Alan.
Yeah, no worries at all. It was great to have a chat with you tonight.
And I'll see you in the shop, hopefully, when lockdown is over.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a plan.
Cheers, man. If you enjoy the content on our channel, we'd appreciate a subscription. Thank you.